You know, at the start of this video, I'm sure you're probably wondering, why would I start the first 8 seconds of just NASCAR drivers coming to the line to the green? Well, this whole video is to basically explain why I'm a major fan of one of my favorite sports, which is NASCAR. In NASCAR, you have 40 of the best North American drivers duking it out weekly on the high banks of Daytona, like you're seeing here, to the short tracks of Bristol and Martinsville, and every track in between, which I'll include some footage of later to accentuate some points and stuff. But this right here, Daytona and Talladega, are some of my favorite tracks because of the close racing you get. Shoving each other, propelling lines forward with the energy that you get built up, it makes for some really good racing. One of the interesting aspects of plate racing is you'll see guys get sideways. That's typically because whatever car they're pushing, or if they're being pushed, they get loose because the car hits them at a weird angle. And you'll see these guys just make incredible saves, save after save after save, until eventually, as a statistical inevitability, there's a crash.
99, he gets turned into the 4, and they go into the wall. The next flag will end the race.
By 5, caution out.
And there is the caution flag. Ryan Blaney wins. The big accident happens behind him.
Like I said before, crashes are a statistical inevitability. But looking at this through the eyes of somebody who's studied engineering, it's genuinely amazing to see just how well protected the drivers are. And you see some of the hits that they've taken, and it amazes you that they're able to just basically get out. I mean, you see Brad Keselowski's car on fire and the rear end is just gone practically. One of the things that I like about NASCAR is the fact that they race on very different tracks. For example, Darlington that you're seeing here is a weirdly weird oval shape. It's about like an egg almost. It's 1.366 miles, and turns 1 and 2 are completely different from turns 3 and 4. Turns 3 and 4 are tighter, like you see here. And it makes for some really interesting racing as well as pit strategy to deal with it. Another reason that I like it is just to listen to these engines scream at full bore down the straightaways. Similar to other sports, NASCAR also has other main national divisions. You have the Xfinity Series, which you're seeing here. These guys, what a save by Justin Allgaier there in the 7. These guys race at the same tracks as the Cup Series does, the Cup Series being the main #1 branch of NASCAR essentially. These guys are, not to say they're second tier, they're all great race car drivers. This is just the second series in the National 3. And some of the racing that we've seen here in this series is just, it's chef's kiss. It's amazing. 10 out of 10. The third tier out of the National 3 is the Truck Series, which you're seeing here, on board with Tyler Ankrum at Watkins Glen. Yes, NASCAR does race at tracks where they go right as well. And this series has, basically it's your developmental series almost, and as you can see, they're already proving my point, but it's the Truck Series. I love the Truck Series. They're trucks. They're freaking pickup trucks that NASCAR drivers race, like, honestly. For me, the only motorsports fan in the Schaefer Ellis Productions group, to you guys. I just wanted to give you some of the reasons that I enjoy the series, even though I know I didn't really go into depth about it. I don't know what it is that actually makes me enjoy the series. That's my answer to everybody. It's just something that I've grown up watching and I've loved to watch over the years. It's fast-paced. The drivers are basically nuts because sometimes you can barely get a piece of paper in between the cars. That's how close together they race. It's so exciting to me. For the most part, I won't lie. Some of the races do get boring. But the same could be said of, well, any sports. Whether it's baseball, golf, hockey, football, etc. You'll have boring races from time to time. NASCAR is no different. Neither is IndyCar or Formula 1. Well, Formula 1's just practically boring all the time. But the thing that I've always enjoyed about it is just, like I said, you have guys just out there in these big-ass cars just going fast and having a good time doing it. And with that, all I ask is you just give this series a chance. Sure, it's a bunch of guys going around in what is essentially a really elaborate circle, but who knows? You might just find enjoyment out of it like I do. Have a good one, everyone.